Is the world on the brink of a massive trade war between China and Europe? The latest move by China to cancel 150,000 electric vehicle (EV) orders from Europe has sent shockwaves through the global market, leaving analysts scrambling to understand what this means for the future of international trade. This isn't just about cars. This decision threatens billions of dollars in business, shakes the foundation of the EV industry, and could lead to even bigger economic retaliation. But why did China make this bold move? Is this just a warning shot, or are we witnessing the start of an all-out trade war? Today, we're diving deep into why China canceled these orders, how Europe's new trade policies triggered this reaction, the major economic consequences for both sides. What happens next in this growing conflict? Stay tuned, because this situation is far bigger than it appears on the surface, and the impact could hit consumers worldwide. What triggered China's retaliation? Europe's crackdown on Chinese EVs. The EU hit Chinese automakers with tariffs as high as 35.3%, claiming unfair government subsidies were undercutting European brands like Volkswagen, BMW, and Renault. China saw this as a direct attack and responded by canceling 150,000 EV orders, escalating the conflict. China's response: the cancellation of 150,000 EV orders. China didn't just file a complaint against the EU. Instead, they made a bold, immediate decision, canceling 150,000 orders for European-made EVs. This move is significant for several reasons. It directly impacts European automakers. Many European car companies rely on China's market to maintain their profits. Losing this many sales creates financial instability and forces companies to rethink their strategy. It signals China's willingness to escalate the conflict. China could have negotiated quietly, but instead, they publicly retaliated. This is a clear warning to Europe. If you keep raising tariffs, we will keep hitting back. It disrupts global supply chains. Car manufacturing is a deeply interconnected industry with suppliers worldwide. This cancellation could send ripples through global markets, affecting not just Europe, but the entire auto industry. China isn't just canceling these orders to make a statement. They're leveraging their dominance in the EV sector to put pressure on Europe, and it might just work. Who stands to lose the most? European automakers are in trouble. Brands like Volkswagen, Mercedes, and BMW rely heavily on the Chinese market, with Volkswagen alone selling over 3 million cars their last year. Luxury brands Porsche and Mercedes-Benz also thrive in China, where demand for premium vehicles is high. If this cancellation is just the start, Europe could be looking at billions in losses. China's EV industry could also suffer. On the other hand, China's EV companies were counting on strong European sales. If the EU continues to increase tariffs, Chinese brands like BYD, NIO, and XPeng will struggle to maintain their price advantage. This could slow down their global expansion, something the Chinese government has invested billions of dollars into. In short, both sides have a lot to lose, which makes this a very dangerous economic standoff. What's next? The trade war is just beginning. This EV conflict is far from over. Here are 3 possible outcomes. Negotiations begin. Both sides could strike a deal, with China reducing subsidies and the EU easing tariffs. Ideal? Yes. Likely? Not at the moment. More retaliation. If the EU increases tariffs, China might ban European imports or tighten restrictions on European businesses, hurting both economies. A global trade shift. Automakers could rethink their markets, pulling out of China and expanding in regions like the US or India, reshaping the entire industry. The stakes are massive. Who will make the next move? Who's right and who's wrong? Now here's the big question. Is Europe right to protect its car industry, or is China right to fight back? Should the EU let Chinese EVs compete freely, even if it hurts European manufacturers? Or is China using unfair subsidies to dominate the market and crush competition? This situation is not just about cars. It's about the future of global trade. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's making the right move, Europe or China? And if you found this analysis helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into major global events. This trade war is far from over, so stay tuned.